Alright guys, welcome back to God of War 2. Last we met in God of War 2, Kratos fucking died. But clearly he got out. You know the rule with God of War. Kratos can die, but he'll be back in like 5 minutes. Even more pissed off and sometimes with more upgrades. So yeah, that's exactly what we're dealing with now, is just a follow-up to that. Because Zeus betrayed us and killed Kratos. And oh wait, hold on, I gotta shut up for a minute.
My lord, I knew you could not be killed. I never lost faith.
Return to Sparta and prepare for battle.
But our brothers are dead.
You can still hold a sword. Spartans do not surrender. Do as your god commands.
And what of you, my lord?
I am going after Zeus. It seems I still have allies on Olympus.
Ah, yes, my fire horse has arrived. Yeah. So it turns out that Gaia, the Titan of Earth, is actually helping us to kill Zeus. Oh, wait. I think there's another cutscene coming up. I don't remember. Yeah, I gotta shut up.
Turn back to Olympus, beast! I must face Zeus! You defy the god of war!
You are no longer a god, Kratos. Zeus, Olympus, and the blade which holds all your power will forevermore be out of reach. Your only hope is to find the Sisters of Fate and travel back through time to the moment Zeus betrayed you, for only then will he truly be vulnerable.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's our main goal for this game, is to find the Sisters of Fate and then turn back time to where Zeus killed Kratos and basically have it to where he doesn't kill us. Seems easy enough. Yeah, right. Yeah, second game and they're doing fucking time travel already. But first we do have a Pegasus section here where it's just aerial combat. You know, it's the same stuff. Square is your light attack, triangle is your heavy attack, and you can also dash into enemies with the L2 button. I actually like these sections, though there's only two in this game. Yeah, there's only two of the Pegasus sections in this entire game. But yeah, this isn't that hard. I mean, this is only just meant to. I don't even know. I mean, there's only two in the whole game, so I don't understand what the point of it was, but. I did hear that God of War 2 went through a lot of cut crunch development and actually had a lot more cut content than I thought it did. I was always under the impression that God of War 2 was just fine. You know, God of War 2 is probably the better of the it's better than 1, I can tell you that now. And you know, I'm still debating. I'm still on the fence on if it's better than 3. But because out of the Greek saga, 3 and 2 are my favorites. I don't like Ascension that much, and I've only done like one full playthrough of Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, and usually those, and from what I remember, those two games really didn't do much to make me attached to it, besides Chains of Olympus giving us a little bit more time with Kratos' daughter. And also had the QTE of abandoning your child, but that was something else. And Ghost of Sparta did bring in Deimos, but again, they only did so much with Deimos in that game. And then Ascension, I don't like Ascension. I don't like Ascension that much. But again, I will admit it was probably because of burnout due to marathoning the other God of War games, but who knows? But like, in terms of like one cut level I heard about was that originally Atlantis was going to be in this game. Yeah, Kratos was going to go to Atlantis before it sinks, and it was cut for time, and also the story just kind of never really gave a chance to go there because You know, unlike God of War 1, you are not in, like, one area like you were back in like, the previous game. Like, throughout, you know, because once we get to the location of the Sisters of Fate, we're going to be on that island for a long time, but it's not going to feel like we're on that island, I will say that now. There are a lot more varied locations in this game compared to 1, which I really do like, and there are a lot more boss fights, which is the part I look forward to, because I think 2 has the most boss fights in the God of War series. Oh. Oh. Oh, dang it.
You do not have enough power to lift the fingers of the great Titan. You must free the Pegasus, Kratos. It is your only passage to the Sisters of Fate.
Then wait, why did we come here? I mean, I know why. It's just that, you know, Gaia is not really being clear on what's going on here. Then again, I will say, I mean, spoiling this now, God of War 3, we're going to find out that Gaia doesn't really give a shit about Kratos. At all. She just cares about what's good for the Titans. Because, yeah, that is actually one thing that we're going to be learning about throughout the rest of this game, is that, you know, we're learning more about why Zeus betrayed us in the first place, and, well, actually, we find out really what's going on with Zeus, in 3, because the way they justify it, it kind of makes sense a little bit, but it's also just really stupid, because it's like, well, I'll get into it when we get to 3. Like, when we get to 3, I'll get into it. By the way, one thing I'm already looking forward to for the remakes is the fucking subtitles, because I really am... Like, I really can't wait for subtitles to be in God of War 2 and 1, because this is the last game in the series that doesn't have subtitles for its cutscenes. And I really don't understand why 2 doesn't have subtitles, while, I get 1 not having subtitles a little bit, but 2 is just the one that kind of is interesting, because, you know, games like Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus have subtitles, but luckily 3 and onward have subtitles. Obviously 4 and Ragnarok have it, so that's good. Because it sucks having to shut the fuck up during cutscenes, because then if I talk over it, you guys can't hear what they're saying. Though probably like 90% of the dialogue is just Kratos screaming Zeus. Oh, they also changed the climbing a little bit, in terms of attacking at least, and also you can go down faster. I mentioned that back in the 1 Let's Play, where in 2 they made it a lot faster, where you can hold the R1 button and Kratos will slide down the back, will slide down the wall, instead of you having to take your time. Yeah, like that. And the other thing is they also changed how Kratos attacks while attached to walls. Because back in God of War 1, Kratos would just fling the blades of chaos in one direction forward, or like he would thrust it up or thrust it to the right and left, or, you know, the respective directions. While in 2, he just does a sweeping attack for his light attack. He sweeps the area, so there, you don't have to be as precise when it comes to aiming. They also changed the Minotaur minigame. They made it to where Kratos uses both blades instead of just the one. And also made the animation go a lot smoother when you're mashing. And also, I forgot to mention, for Kratos' heavy attack when he whatchamacallit, when he's climbing, he like he flings and then slams the blade of Athena. I keep wanting to say blades of chaos, but it's the blade of Athena. He slams them into the wall and causes them to, you know, explode. But I never really use heavy attacks when climbing or doing the whatchamacallit, the tightrope sections. I never really do that because it's slower, and, you know, knowing my luck, something will hit me. Oh. That's interesting. You do not have enough power to destroy the door. What? What kind of bullshit is that? Oh, thanks for killing yourself. Thanks for breaking those for me. One thing I do like, though, is, by the way, is when you do a finishing move, the enemies will still wait patiently. They're like, oh, you know what? I ain't getting in his way. He'll do one on me in 5 minutes. Okay, that's me. Okay, that was me. So I keep thinking that God of War 2 introduces the fact that you can speed through wall shimmying sections, but that was God of War 3. I, for some reason, thought 2 sped that up. Yeah, how dare I think that? Sped everything else up. What's going on there with the bird? I feel like I should not get involved with that. But I'm gonna get involved in it.
God of War, you live. I no longer walk with the gods. Who has placed you in this torment?
Zeus. My only crime was helping mankind. When I took the fires of Olympus to the mortals, Zeus considered it a betrayal. As punishment, he made me mortal and condemned me to be savagely consumed every day by this cursed bird. And then, with the fall of night, I am healed. How long have I been here? How long have I suffered this curse? I truly do not know. Please, Ghost of Sparta, release me from my torment!
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, it looks like your hands are going through the chain itself. I feel like you'll be fine. Oh, never mind.
I must burn in the fires of Olympus. It is the only way. Kill me, Kratos. Kill me.
Yep. So it looks like that's our end goal here, is we gotta drop Prometheus into the fire there, but Kratos doesn't seem to think to just use the Blades of Chaos. I keep saying Blades of Chaos, it's the Blade of Athena. I keep doing that. The Blades of Athena to, you know, smack him down. I guess I can't reach that. If only I had a way of extending my blades. Never mind. Forget it. Like, I know they can only go so far, but I've seen Kratos fling those fucking things so far to where I'm pretty sure he could still drop him, no problem. But you know what? You do you, Kratos. You take the long way, I guess. Yeah, he's gonna keep saying that, by the way. What am I doing? I think I'm overthinking something. I'm trying to figure out how to get that chest, and I'm overthinking the shit out of it. Oh. By the way, you can tell I'm having a hard time without having a dedicated parry right now, because I'm so used to having the golden fleece, but we don't get that until way late. I say way later, but I actually got it just last night after recording. I say way later, but we don't get the golden fleece for a while, and I'm so used to it. You know, especially because God of War 3, you had the golden fleece throughout the entire game, so you're spoiled with it. And, you know, I'm just so spoiled with having a parry in God of War, thanks to 3, 4, and Ragnarok. I don't recall if, I mean, 1 technically has a parry, but you have to unlock it. You have to get it through upgrades. And then, I don't remember if Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus have a dedicated parry. I don't recall. And then... Ascension, I believe, does. It's a similar... I think it's... I can't remember. But I guess I might as well... You know, one thing... I mean, I have 3 minutes left, but I'll talk about it anyway. Hopes for the God of War remakes. You know, everyone's like going crazy because they might censor certain things like the sex scenes and shit like that. Me personally, I don't give a shit if they censor those. I don't really care for the sex scenes in God of War. You know, it's one of those cool things where it's like, oh shit, they got titties in this game. But then, like, you know, as you grow older, you just want to, you know, kill things. But the thing I'm worried about with the God of War remakes, and I'm not saying this because I hate the God of War, the new God of War, the Norse games. I don't hate them. I love the Norse games. In some cases, I probably like them more than the Greek trilogy. I just hope they don't do the over-the-shoulder camera angle for the remakes. I hope they keep it like the original. You know, maybe not the fixed camera angle. Maybe they can do like a camera adjustment thing. Like you can use the, you can adjust the camera yourself. You know, just change the dodge button for Christ's sake. Because I'm not a huge fan of using the right analog. I have never really been a big fan of using the right analog stick to dodge. That's just my thing. I've just never really liked that. Because then, especially with, you know, with certain games like Devil May Cry 5, I'm so used to using the right analog stick to change the camera, because there will be times where it looks like I'm trying to change the camera because I'm accidentally dodging. I don't think I do it a lot. I did it, I know, at first, at the beginning of the game, but I don't remember. And I know it's just one of those things where it's like, Caleb, you've played these games a million times. You should be used to using the right analog stick to dodge. It doesn't mean I don't. It doesn't mean I can't not like it. You know, I've just never really been a fan of it because it just doesn't feel as smooth to use as, say, just pressing a button. You know, that's just me personally, though. It just kind of feels... Because I know the control scheme is... You know, because the control scheme for God of War is you use every fucking you use everything. But there are some buttons I feel like they could use differently. Because I'm trying to remember all of the button layout. And I think the only button that I think they could move the dodge to if they had to. You could move it like the R1 button instead of make the and then change the circle button back to being the context sensitive. Oh wait, no, but then grappling. Never mind. Oh no, they make that. They could just make that context sensitive like they do with the circle button. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. But like, that's my main thing is I just don't want them to go into the route of making it the third person over the shoulder angle like you know, Ragnarok in 2018. Like, I love those games, I really do, but I just think that it'd be better if they kept it as close to the original as possible. The other thing I really want to see, the hope I have is for the story to be expanded upon, or maybe even rewritten in certain places, because especially in like certain I feel like certain details might be a little foggy now with 2018 and Ragnarok sort of changing certain things about Kratos. And like, but like, I don't know how to word this. It's like, I feel like some details kind of go against each other with, you know, if you're taking the whole timeline into consideration, there are certain things that like Kratos just actively doesn't, he seems to have his memories messed up on. But, I would also just like to see more of certain character moments. Like, you know, I would like to see more of certain gods, like Ares, for example. I hope like somehow they make it to where Ares gets a little bit more time in God of War 1 in terms of like, you know, maybe there's some other cutscenes and stuff like that. But who knows? I mean, I don't know what they're planning on doing for God of War 1. It could just be a graphical overhaul for all we know, but we'll see when it comes out. I don't think they haven't released it. They haven't revealed a release date just yet, but we'll see. But we'll probably get more into this conversation at a later time anyway. But I'll see you guys next time for more God of War 2, where I believe we're going to be continuing on through the Lair of the Titan and hopefully getting the Rage of the Titans by, or, you know, we're getting the Rage of the Titans by the end of next part, I believe, where we have to kill, because we have to kill Prometheus. But we'll see you guys next time, and take care.